Alright, here we are, back again for another Shadows of Innistrad. Still Swiss for now. One day I will start playing 8-4s again when I don't play like a dumbass. This pack is pretty tough actually. This is one of the more powerful packs I've seen. Um, Deadweight is very good. Probably like the third or fourth best common. The uncommons are all good. This is fine removal. This is like probably the fifth best card in the pack. Most of the other commons are fairly unexciting. They're mostly archetype role players. Red creatures are the best other commons, but yeah, Geistblast is decent. As is Erdwall Illuminator is very good. Duskwatch Recruiter is very, very good. This card might actually be better than Duskwatch Recruiter, and it actually takes control of Duskwatch Recruiter on the one side at least. But the fact that we're passing another powerful blue card and that green's a better color than blue, I think I'm going to go with the Recruiter here rather than take the Mind Control card, which I do think is very good. Obviously, the downside of that is that I have to deal with double side card faced preview pain, so I guess I should have just taken the rare. This pack is a lot less exciting. I think the best card is like Voldaren Duelist, maybe. Arsenal season, but this is the other thing I was gonna say. This might actually even be better than Voldaren Duelist, to be honest. It's only the best card for a Sweet Delirium deck, which is something I really haven't tried yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Vessel here. It's on color with what we have already. The alternatives aren't really that much more powerful. They might not even be more powerful in general. So I think I'm just gonna take the Vessel here and be pretty happy with our ability to dig through our deck as it stands. In this pack, once again, the green cards are really the best here. This I think is actually all right, like as a fire elemental, and just if you have a lot of werewolves, it's obviously pretty damn good. Like if it even goes off once, that's a very good card. You'd play that. And if it doesn't go off at all, it's still a fine playable 5-drop. This is a good trick. It's really good in the Investigate deck. This guy's sweet. If we do get to leave our Delirium Dreams, Reduce to Ashes is fine removal, but it's not very exciting removal. I think here I'm going to go with the Solitary Hunter, though. I think it might even just be better than this card anyways, and it's better than this card, third pick when we don't know what our deck's going to be yet, really. And also just the fact that it's a 4-drop, like, you'd much rather have a bunch of 4-drops than a bunch of 5-drops, so that makes it a little more attractive than Reduced to Ashes and the Cult of the Waxing Moon. This pack, there's a bunch of options, mostly 5-drops again. For the Delirium deck, our best choice would be the Wicker Witch, which I don't want to take just because, but it is an artifact, right? Gets you halfway. The Crow is the best Delirium Enabler card here, but like we don't actually have any Delirium payoffs right now, so I'm not going to focus on that too much. When there is a pour over the pages here, which is a card I think I want to play with. I like cards that draw you a bunch more cards. The other option is just kind of another 5-drop in blue, but I think the Crow is better than that. The Geist I also think is quite good as well, and green-white is just like green-black, certainly better Delirium color than green-blue, I think. But the green-blue deck is also super sweet, and I don't know, that card seems pretty sweet to me. This is a trickier pick. We have 2 werewolves right now, so this guy is looking pretty good. We have a dual land. I don't believe the dual lands are worth very much, or at least not that I'm going to bother rare drafting here when there's real cards. It's pretty much between Just the Wind and the Kindred. Just the Wind is a very good card, and we have a Madness outlet here. But even without Madness, I still like this card a lot. That said, the Kindred's an uncommon, and I think the power level's a little higher. And we have a couple werewolves already. Like, we stand to have pretty decent payoff if we can play the red-green werewolf deck, so I think I'm going to go with the Kindred here, and we'll just see what we continue to get past before we make too much of a decision. This pack is pretty mediocre. Inspiring Captain's probably the best card. True Face Sensor is fine. I guess we do have, like, we're planning to pick up a ton of werewolves. This guy's not a wolf, unfortunately, so he doesn't really fit with our plan too well. Maybe that... I could just go for the swine here, I guess. This feels very early to pick a swine, but green's the one color I think we're fairly sure we want to play. And we do have the vessel, so we want some delirium payoff at some point, so... It's not the best pick, but okay, this is interesting. This is pretty late just as a Windrake. So maybe I should have just taken the Inspiring Captain. It's that here, or we're not really getting past the blue. This card's actually fine just as a 2-drop. And even though signs might be pointing that white's a little open right now, it's still not amazing if you're not playing the blue half, and it's not like we want to splash the blue for this anyways, as it is double blue. I guess I'll just take the Sanguinary Mage as a kind of mediocre 2-drop in the red-green deck and see where we can go from here. None of these cards are very exciting. I think Dual Shot's actually pretty good in this format, but I'm probably just going to take the Moonlight Hunt. It's not actually, like, I wouldn't play it with just the 3 Wolves and Werewolves we have in our deck right now, for sure. I think Rabid Bite is a lot better in those situations, to be honest. But I'm not that big of a fan of Loam Dryad, especially compared to some people. I guess it is decent when we're starting to build up 2-drops, but, like, I don't know. I'm not crazy with that card. It's probably better in some of the more dirty decks, and if I still think ideally I want to try this red-green werewolf deck. That said, here this Nibblist of Dusk is good. This Pyrehound's good. Both of them kind of the same deck, but there's also Geist Blast, and yeah, I would play this probably. I wouldn't be super happy playing it without being able to play the backside, but I think it's still removal. You still want it, so I'm not gonna give that up too easily. Here, I guess we're not really seeing much we want to play. I guess I'll just pull the Ox and throw it over here. Okay, this Scavenger is cool. Like I said, we're not really going down the heavy Delirium path right now, but it's good to see green cards coming around nonetheless. We're pretty happy with that. And yeah, speaking of Delirium, Wicker Witch is something I'll throw in the side quite happily. We can throw the Lamplighter over to the side as well. Actually, the Lamplighter's got more of a chance of making the deck than these things. Get out of here, land. Alright, so, alright, first pack. We got a bunch of decent green cards. No real, like, game winners at the moment, but Duskwatch Recruiter is just very, very good, and we can get Moonlight Hunt and Aldrich Kindred to work from a tribal standpoint. I think we'll be in a pretty good shape. Not really hard committed to red at the moment, but we got some alright red cards, so I'm going to leave this in here just for now. And and then there is Always Watching, which is, I think, pretty by far the best card here, huh? Like, there's other good cards in the pack. Graph is definitely good. We don't have any clues at the moment, but this guy's fine. These guys are quite good. This guy's fine, and he's a werewolf. This is good in our deck. But I don't know. I think this card is quite possibly actually enough of a bomb that we try and play it. Now I feel really bad for passing up all that, all those decent white playables I had a chance. But I mean, hey, we got an Ox, right? So I am going to take the Always Watching here. I think the power on this is pretty damn high, to be honest. The Vigilance just really makes the Anthem effects quite nasty. I have no idea what we're actually aiming to do. Oh, okay, and then we have this. So I think we're just going to try and play green-white. I think that's the plan at the moment. Yeah, let's just... fuck it. Maybe we can splash Aldrich Kindred if we really need to, but... I'm not going to ignore... cards as powerful as this. We'll just try our damnedest to play green-white here. Not going to be the cleanest draft. I think we're going to have to kind of work a little for playables, but green-white's also a good Delirium color, and this benefits us from milling ourselves even without Delirium, right? And I think it's just a pretty beast card as a large flyer, so we will take that and not complain too much. Here, Gyre Reach Bandit is probably the best card, but we just moved our red to the sideboard, unfortunately. In terms of green and white cards, I think it's the Spectral Shepherd or the Thraben Inspector. I think I'm kind of leaning towards the Thraben Inspector right now, to be honest. No, the Shepherd's probably just better, though. Like, I don't actually have real 3-drops yet, and even though 1-drops are nice, like with this, and the clue, I think I still just would prefer a Windrake here. Be pretty alright with that. Groundskeeper is actually more playable than I think I'd expect him to be, but definitely not something I really want to go for. Here, there's Throttle, that's decent removal. Obviously, in black, the only color we haven't considered this draft. And this and this. There's a whole bunch of decent cards, and then there's the Pacifist, which is pretty good with continuing on. Hopefully we can play our Moonlight Hunt, and also it's just a great 2-drop. It's a pretty sweet combo. You drop this on turn 2, always watching on turn 3, even if it hasn't flipped, it can start attacking. Yeah, I think I'm pretty alright with the Pacifist here. Here, the best card's actually Stitched Mangler, which is in blue, a color we are not playing right now. But I think I'm just going to go for Confront the Unknown here. Maybe True Face Sensor should be a consideration. Obviously, I have a fair bit of humans, but I mean, obviously I'm going to draw this card every game, so all my creatures will have Vigilance always. But I think I'll just go for the trick here. We can pick up some more clue stuff. It'll be decent, and I think this is an alright trick. Well, speaking of alright tricks, there's actually a second Moonlight Hunt here. But we're not... Now that we're not red-green, it's going to be a lot harder to get our wolf and werewolf numbers up to what we need. Mostly because green doesn't actually have that many wolves at common. It's just got the werewolves. But flip cards are a little more limited, so... it might be a consideration just to take Aim High here, or take Explosive Apparatus due to Delirium concerns. But we have the goofy-ass Wicker Witch, right? So we might be in a fight. Just because we might be in a fight for playables at the end here, I think it's safer to take the Aim High. It's just a trick we can pretty much always play than try and mess around with a Moonlight Hunt, and if the numbers don't get there, like, we won't get there, right? This pack is not fantastic as well. This is... Do I really want to splash? We'll add 2 mana of any color. We can play our Porth. I mean, I guess this lets us splash our Kindred if we really want to, but the numbers aren't really working out there to splash. I think I'd rather just have the Watcher and the Web as a playable creature. Like, the Investigate's kind of cool with this, and it does give us fixing opportunities, but it's not that good of a card on its own, and the Watcher will make any deck. Here, I guess I'll probably take the Loam Dryad here. We got a fair bit of 2-drops, and with the Always Watching, it's a much better card, actually. And we don't really need another Wicker Witch, in my opinion. So, okay. This is a totally playable 4-drop. The other option would be taking Warped Landscape, but I think this guy's pretty good, pretty fine. Interacts well with Confront the Unknown. Not amazing, but it's 4-drop. We only have one of those right now, and clues are good. Clues are good. And this pack is... Like, what, another Loam Dryad? That just seems miserable. Maybe a Fork in the Road, but... I don't know, it's not... We could splash for, like, Kindred and Geist Blast, but we actually have made it alright. With some playables I'm not too excited about playing. But, like, are we really going to play 2 Aim Highs, though, is the thing? I think we just take the second Loam Dryad, just because Always Watching rewards us so much for just having creatures, right? And I guess we'll take a Groundskeeper here. Okay, second Confront the Unknown. We got a ton of tricks. I don't know how much of this stuff is actually making our deck, but we got a ton of tricks. Oh, you know what? I can probably pull the Ox in here for now that we're in white. That makes our... Yeah, we're actually alright. I think we're going to be able to cut some of these mediocre creatures and playable tricks. I think the switch into green-whites worked out pretty alright, and we have an Ox, so... In terms of Delirium enabling, we got instants, creatures, artifacts. We don't have lands. Maybe I want... Yeah, it's possible I want one of those Warped Landscapes, and we should just splash for Geist Blast or something, and also just to get the land into the graveyard. Not bad with this guy. Definitely an option to look out for. This guy also returns lands, but we're going to take this green 3-drop instead, I think. It's equivalent stats, but just being a werewolf is a little better in our deck right now, as well as potential to get bigger. This is certainly the best card in the pack, but we're not switching into black now, that's for sure. If it was single black, I'd consider splashing it, but there's another one of these. There's Silver Strike, which is actually alright, but it's a little awkward. I think I'd just rather want the good creature here. Like I said, this rewards us so much for just playing out a bunch of creatures, right? And nothing else is really comparable. The Crow's fine. There's a lot of like fine playable stuff, but I will feel alright taking a Hermit here. Ooh, there's a Howl Pack Resurgence and a Rabid Bite. Huh. This is tricky because there's also this. Now, usually I think the Rabid Bite is just actually better than this. So we have Enchantment, Instant, Creature, Artifact. That's it. Jeez. That's not good. We might just want to take the Rabid Bite here, to be honest. Like with Always Watching, I'm inclined to want to take the creature, right? But our Delirium prospects are not actually that great. Because right now we have no sorceries. Maybe I should just like take a fork in the road as a sorcery or something. We have no sorceries, and this dumps lands and stuff. I don't know. I'm always usually inclined to want to take the rare, but we're actually doing alright at the 4-drop slot. This is also very powerful, but I don't think we're going to get there on Wolf Count. I think I just want the Rabid Bite to have some actual removal in my deck. And, well, this pack, it's probably just the Scarecrow, I guess. Just as another artifact that we can get into the graveyard quite easily. Obviously, creatures that can't attack aren't amazing with Always Watching, but the other option's the Inquisitor here, which is just pretty meh. It's a little better when we're on the beatdown plan, but it's a little worse for turning on our Delirium. And yeah, if we really want to splash one of these, get the option. So, I mean, Mad Prophet might be worth splashing actually, but we don't really have madness on deck. I think I'm going to take the Scarecrow here. There's another Pour Over the Pages. Jeez, where are our colors in these packs? I guess we want Humble the Brute. I guess. I mean, Expose. We don't have an equipment, but that's like fine. But we have the 1-mana tricks already. Expose Evil's a little better with the aforementioned 1-mana tricks. Like, I don't think this is great. Like, we might have to side it out sometimes, but I suppose it is fine. There's nothing else here really high power, so we'll take the Brute. Okay, this is sweet. Yeah, suddenly all the good cards once. It's a sorcery for our Delirium. This guy's a fine creature. Ooh, I do really want to play with Tamiyo's Journal, to be honest. But I don't think I can pass up the Purge right here. The Purge is just, it gives us some solid removal in our deck. And the Vessel's also fine. We might actually wheel, like, a playable card here, just because there's so many. There's, like, 3 white cards we'd play, plus the Journal. That wheels, plus possibly even this. I really, it's looking unlikely that we're going to actually end up splashing at this point, though. But, yeah, I like the Purge a lot here. And this pack, it's a pretty easy Cold Wolf. This is a really solid 2-drop. It's no Dark Ticket Wolf, and it will never be, but it's a common wolf for our Moonlight Hunt, and it's a 2-drop creature. This is just basically around what we want to be picking with our kind of mid-tier picks in the draft, so I'll feel pretty good snapping that up. Well, there's a Woodland Stream. Between Scarecrow and Woodland Stream, could we splash Pour Over the Pages? What do you guys think? Given that we're not doing that, I guess we just take the Inquisitor. Like, the Censor could be a consideration if I didn't already have the 2 artifact creatures, just to, like, hope to bin it with this. And we do have a bunch of humans, because obviously Worlds are humans on the front side, but I think I'd just rather take the Inquisitor, and then we'll see if we actually need to play it or not. Ooh, maybe I could splash blue for this if we just really want to splash, but I don't know if we're going to need to be honest. I think we have enough going on here. Well, the alternative is Stoic Builder. I don't know how much Stoic Builder actually does, but I suppose I'll pick him because he's a 3-drop. I think he's going straight to the sideboard, though. There's Weirding Wood. I guess here's where we finally take a Weirding Wood. I don't think we're going to play it, though, because we're just kind of in there. In our 2 colors pretty high. Well, the Resurgence wheeled, unfortunately. I don't think we got the numbers there to play it, but I suppose I will take it. And This pack is a whole lot of nothing. I guess we'll pull the devil. Okay, this is like, I understand people don't think this card is that good, but this is way too late for this actually. Like, this is still removal. You should have it in your decks. Come on now. And there's another lamplighter. Like, I understand it's very awkward removal, and like you don't want very many, and you don't. Still though, come on now. This should not be going like third or fourth last in the pack, whatever that was. Like, I think it was third last real card. Oh well. All right, I think our deck has turned out decent here. Let me see what I want. I'm thinking this Moonlight Hunt might have to be making its way out. We got 1, 2. I think we're not gonna play double Confront the Unknown. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now we are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. All right. Yeah, we can't play Moonlight Hunt. We couldn't get to live the Ulrich's Kindred during this. But this guy is definitely gonna be the this Ulrich guy. Definitely gonna be the legendary werewolf in the next thing. I don't know if we benefit that much from playing Groundskeeper, to be honest. I think I am gonna play the Loam Dryad just because it turns into a pretty decent creature with this, and we have the bunch of 2-drops, which makes it a little better. Our Delirium count, we have Enchantment. We really only have 1 Enchantment because we do not want to be bidding this at any time, but we have Enchantment. We have 1 Sorcery, we have a bunch of instants. I think we're alrightish for Delirium, that I'm gonna give this guy a go. Probably. Do I want to cut here, though? I don't think I want to cut any more creatures because of Always Watching. I don't know. I guess this guy's not great at the moment. But I think we do really want him for our Delirium plan. If I'm not cutting creatures, though, what am I cutting? Aim High? Probably. I think the Confront the Unknown might actually be a little better in our deck as it stands. Then we got a couple instants, couple sorceries, couple enchantments. All this bullshit, including a couple artifacts. I mean, this card's definitely really sweet. This gives us a lot of potential to just kind of win the game on its own. I think I do want the higher drops, because that makes this card a little better in draws where we don't have Always Watching, where it's pretty mediocre. I guess the Inquisitor is also not very good. Like, it's just... These are pretty much just 2 3s, huh? Well, even though I didn't really want to cut a creature, I actually do think the Aim High is a little better than this guy. We'll see. If it seems like this card's a little worse than it should be, because 16 creatures is not a ton. This is actually a fair amount of spells, but we kind of need a fair amount of spells to want to do Delirium. It is a fair amount of spells, but still, we got a fair amount of creatures as well. Like, just having the 4 2-drops and the 1-drop makes this card pretty good, even with 16 creatures, I think. So I think this is a acceptable place to be right now. 12-5. Do not fancy playing double white cards with 5. I guess we do not have very many white symbols, to be fair, but we do want early green for sure. I think we probably play 7-10. Obviously, we didn't take any white cards until pack 1, or pack 2, which is part of the reason that we have so many more green cards, but also just that green was, I think, our most open color through a lot of the draft, at least. I don't know, there was some weird signals that draft. Like, there was, like, even in pack 3, there was, like, some late Stitched Manglers and sleep paralysis and shit. I can't call it for sure, but... come on. Oh, wait, this is just going to make a mess. Wait, can we just... Okay, well, whatever. Fine. At least it's lined up kind of... I think it should be alright. 7 planes should be enough, especially with this guy to just do his kind of dumbass shit. Maybe Militant, because we just want to attack, but I think I just want this guy as an artifact to get in the graveyard for Delirium. Same with this, even though they aren't amazing. This guy in our deck is just kind of strictly better than this guy. Even though the ability won't be relevant that much, we have Groundskeeper if we decide the ability is actually super good, but yeah, I don't think it's particularly great. It's not like we got a warped landscape to recur or anything, so I think this is pretty alright. Looks like a kind of a strange mix between the green-white, like aggro humans decks and the green-white delirium decks, but it should be a lot of fun to play. So I'm going to submit this, and I'll see you guys in round 1.